Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. It seems like everyone and their dog has an opinion on what's best for building muscle faster, lightweight or heavyweight. Some insist that high-rep bodyweight exercises rule the roost, while others staunchly defend the low-rep heavyweight approach for speedy muscle growth. So what's the real deal? Well, today we're going to clear up the confusion. Let's delve into the science behind these approaches and see which one is going to get you the best results. Firstly, we need to understand what training intensity is. When we talk about training intensity, we're referring to the percentage of your 1 rep maximum. That's the most weight you can lift in 1 repetition that you're working with. If you're lifting at 100% of your 1 rep max, you're lifting a weight that's so heavy you can only perform 1 repetition. Conversely, 80% of your 1 rep max would be a weight that you can probably manage for 7 to 8 reps before muscle failure. As you know, lighter weights allow for more reps, and heavier weights mean fewer reps. Simple, right? But why then do some lifters advocate for light weights for maximum muscle growth, recommending anywhere from 15 to 25 reps per set? There are 2 main reasons. Firstly, they argue that light weights and high reps create a lot of metabolic stress, a physiological process that occurs during resistance training due to low energy levels inside the cell, leading to the buildup of byproducts like lactate, inorganic phosphate, and hydrogen ions. Secondly, training with high reps can often feel more impactful. I mean, who doesn't love seeing their muscles pump up in the gym mirror? But is that the secret sauce for ideal muscle growth? Not quite. Lightweight high rep training isn't bad for muscle growth. Quite a few successful bodybuilders swear by it, but it's not a magical solution. Research has found that low, moderate, and high rep ranges can all build muscle equally well. Even very high rep sets, using just 30% of your 1 rep max, can stimulate muscle growth as effectively as a traditional bodybuilding rep range, using 80% of your 1 rep max. But wait, don't grab the lightest weights just yet. There are 3 important considerations to keep in mind. Firstly, very low rep training, like 1 or 2 reps per set, is unlikely to optimize muscle growth. Studies have shown that 8 heavy sets of 1 rep max led to worse results than 8 sets of 8 to 12 reps. So, if you want to maximize muscle growth, select a weight that allows you to squeeze out at least 3 reps per set. Secondly, training with very heavy loads for low reps can be stressful for your joints and connective tissues. In the same studies where people trained with low reps and gained the same amount of muscle, they often had a higher injury rate. So if you have any joint issues or are more prone to injuries, very low rep training might not be ideal for you. And for those isolation exercises like bicep curls or lateral raises, stick to lighter weights. Trust me, it's tricky to maintain proper form with heavy weights for these moves, and you're more likely to cheat and use momentum. Compound exercises like squats, bench press, and deadlift can handle heavier weights, provided you maintain proper form and aim for at least 3 reps. Now let's turn the tables and look at high rep training. Here's the third point to consider. To build as much muscle with high rep sets as you would with moderate rep sets, you need to train to failure. Most people don't have the stamina to power through 5 sets to failure with a very light weight. About 30% of your 1 rep max, which would equate to around 25 to 35 reps. You're not just testing your physical strength here, but also your mental grit to push through without giving up or resorting to sloppy form. But don't write off high rep training just yet. You can use higher rep sets for isolation exercises where excessive fatigue isn't as much of an issue. Plus, research shows that mixing up your rep ranges can boost your muscle growth. Different rep ranges activate different muscle-building pathways in your body. High rep training primarily triggers the metabolic stress pathway. This is where very low energy levels within the cell lead to the accumulation of byproducts like lactate, phosphate, and hydrogen ions, promoting muscle growth. High rep training also targets your slow-twitch muscle fibers, which are more resilient to fatigue. On the other hand, low rep heavyweight training generates high levels of mechanical tension. This activates mechanosensors, specialized proteins in muscle cells. These proteins then trigger a series of genetic and hormonal signals that stimulate your body to build new muscle tissue. This mechanical tension can only be achieved with high tension levels, which is why it's beneficial to include low-rep heavyweight training in your workout routine. But remember, usually more than 3 reps is best for both injury prevention and faster muscle growth. Another bonus of training with heavy weights is the strength gains. Even if size is your only goal, strength gains can boost your muscle growth. Research shows that strength development increases muscle activation levels during exercise, which can benefit muscle growth even if you train with moderate or high reps. So, the strength gains from your lower rep sets can improve your moderate and high rep sets, leading to more overall muscle growth. So what's the bottom line? It's best to include low rep, moderate rep, and high rep sets in your training regime because they all activate different growth pathways in your body. Practically speaking, you'll probably want to do most of your sets at a moderate rep range. It's less strenuous than doing many high rep sets, and it's less taxing on your joints and connective tissues than focusing on lifting very heavy weights. If you're looking to achieve a balance of strength and size, this is a solid strategy to follow. Start with a few heavy sets for your compound exercises, like squats, bench press, and deadlifts, and then shift to moderate and high rep sets for your isolation exercises, like bicep curls, lateral raises, or leg extensions. Now, how can we put this into action? The easiest way to implement this is through a method called periodization. This involves cycling through different rep ranges, either every workout, every week, or every few weeks. For instance, you could use the 3-5 rep range for 2 weeks, the 6-8 rep range for the next 2 weeks, and then the 12-15 rep range for the following 2 weeks. After that, you start over again with the 3-5 rep range. One final note, you can adapt this to suit your individual needs. If you're more interested in gaining muscle than strength, you can focus more on the 6-12 rep range and less on the 3-5 rep range. Or if you're more prone to injuries, or if you're older, you might want to focus more on high rep work. However, try not to completely exclude any rep range because they each come with unique benefits, and that's a wrap, folks. The answer isn't as clear-cut as it seemed initially, right? The goal is not to decide between lifting light or heavy, but to smartly use both to our advantage. While my personal favorite is the heavy lifting side, I don't neglect the other rep ranges in my workout routines. And remember, it's not just about the destination, but also the journey, so enjoy the process, stay consistent, stay safe, and remember to love the journey. Thanks for tuning in. If you like this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Stay fit, stay healthy, and I'll catch you in the next video.